thanks so much to tuning in on This Week in Roane County with Julia Hurley. This week we have David Coffey, retired legislator of Anderson County. David, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. I brought you on today to talk about the SCORE initiative. Can you tell us what that is?
Sure. It's Tennessee SCORE. SCORE, we have a lot of scores in Tennessee, and we really pay attention to especially to the scores that come up in the competitive sports. But when you get to the academics, it's a different thing. Tennessee SCORE is all about academics. Tennessee SCORE is a program that was initiated by former Senator Frist. He, working with Governor Bredesen, has put this program together. Governor Bredesen's got a day job, as you may have noticed, so Senator Frist is carrying the burden. But both of them are working on it, heading it up, and both are participating. Senator Frist has put together a program that brings together the people in education across the board, from the Tennessee Education Association to the various government bodies, and there are many of them, as you might imagine: the State Board of Education, the Board of Regents, the teachers' colleges, the administration, the governor's office and his people. We have the legislators participating. We have people from business, from foundations, all across the board that are participating in Tennessee SCORE. And it has focused first on finding out what are other states doing, what can be done to really improve education. How can they prove if they've done something? How can they prove it? And in doing that, look to see what can Tennessee do to really make some change, because we know we got problems and we know it's time to change them.
What is SCORE doing currently to get these ideas together to compare to other states? What are they currently doing to get the information to compare that right now in Tennessee?
For more than a year, SCORE has been participating in meetings principally in Nashville, but some around the state, in Knoxville, Tri-Cities, Chattanooga, to get people participate from across the state and to understand what's going on. It has been a complicated process because education's not a simple thing. It takes some real digging to be sure just what the issues are and what the solutions are. What Tennessee SCORE has principally done was bring these people together in a regular meeting in Nashville. I've been participating in that, where we go down and sit around with these top people from the education schools, the TEA and others, to discuss what is going on and what we can do about it. One of the sessions that I was particularly impressed with, they brought former Governor Jeb Bush from Florida, and former governor, who's a Republican governor, was a Republican governor, and former governor of North Carolina, a Democrat governor. And they each told what they had done with their school systems, and then after they completed their presentation, Senator Frist excused them, had a little break, everybody talked to them as they wanted to, and then everyone came back together around the table and said, okay, now let's look at what their states have actually done and compare it to Tennessee. These were two that they had selected that had really done some things that could be beneficial to Tennessee. Now he's done that with others, New York, Chicago, systems all around. He brought these in over the past year to get the right ideas on the table and get people participating. You remember the special session of the legislature that came up in January.
Yes.
That was a consequence of this work, basically of Governor Bredesen, of course, and Senator Frist working alongside with the rest of the people, bringing this all together. When that came together, when the legislature came together, this was a dynamic we have never seen in Tennessee. We've never seen that much push, that much consensus that we're going to get on with this job of education. We're going to get things done, and we're going to accept some of those changes that are necessary to get it done. It was Einstein, I think, who said doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different answer is basically stupidity. That's insanity. That was the word he used. So we're trying to do something different, and we know we've got to do something different. The interesting part is teachers are working hard, of course. My wife was a teacher. We all have friends and family who are teachers, but it is tough work. taking charge of that many kids in one room, it's tough enough in a family, but when you try to do it in a classroom, that is a demanding chore. And to do that right has to be done along proven ways, and we have not been using proven ways. In fact, when I read in the paper, and I have, that one of the local schools is saying that the teacher is coming in, is going to bring in all these exciting ideas and find new ways within the classroom, invent her own ways of doing the job, it scares me to death, because there are things that are proven, that have been shown to work, and if I go out and learn to be a physician that way, I would not want to be one of the patients. I want something that's proven to work, and I want them to use what's proven to work, and there are good results. The good part is it has brought these people together. When you get that many people together and get them around the table, they represent different interests, of course. Some representing just the teachers and worrying about their side of it. Some worrying about the students and their side. We all have an issue in this. We all have kids, and we all depend on the outcomes of those schools. So we know we got a big chore ahead, and Tennessee SCORE is addressing that in the most methodical way that you can imagine.
What would that be?
Basically, by bringing out the best ideas, bringing everyone to the table, getting them around, and then bringing the legislature and the administration together and saying, okay, folks, we know this is tough. It's never easy to change. People worry about change. Anytime change comes, it's going to be a problem for someone. And if a teacher were not doing what he or she thinks is exactly the right thing in the class, they would have changed already. So to tell them they have to do something different is really a task, and that's what the legislature has done. What they came with in this legislative session was revolutionary, nothing short of revolutionary. There are very interesting summary of it that you can find on, I'll tell you the best place to find it is education-consumers.org. Just education-consumers.org on the website. If you look at that, you will find in there a summary of what came out of the race to the top. Tennessee's race to the top changes that are going on in education right now is such that one of my teacher friends said, I've cashed it in. I retired. I just can't do that. And it is going to be more demanding. It's going to require some changes and doing things differently, and that can be done. And we're doing it. We are going into it.
That sounds very great, David. We'll be right back with David Coffey to talk more about the SCORE initiative after a word from our sponsors.